Let us go. It feels different to come from the stairs. Is that how it feels? I did. Your bed is most comfy. How about yourself?
I'm a little sore, but it was fine. I was warm for the entire night.
That is good, then. It's been a while since you've laid out in the forest.
A little while, you said that.
We are creatures of comfort, are we not?
When we can be.
Have you heard from our guest? Or is she resting? Thank you, Hoyt, I will.
I have not. I do not believe she left this morning. I would have her.
All right.
Perhaps we should check on her.
Would you do the honors? And wherein grab me
Your
co-
room, Ethel.
True, but I would not wish to barge in. You're young and rude. You do it.
Ethel, I thought it was you.
Love her size.
Are they son? Kin? I see. Well, you're welcome to the floor tomorrow.
Morning. Sulan. Be welcome to our house, madam. We hope your sleep was restful.
I'm used to something a bit more firm, to be honest.
I see. Should you wish, the floor, of course, will be made available and prepared for you.
I think I'd much prefer the floor.
Very well. Merely let us know if you need anything, like hay, and we will make sure it happens. That said, Lethel and I tend to enjoy tea for the morning. We will usually go to visit the inn. Would you like to go with us?
Sounds very quaint.
Yes, it is a bit traditional. But then, I am a traditional elf. I can sense her gaze of disappointment at me. I've done nothing wrong. I just like tea in
Nothing wrong with tradition.
the morning. I like tea in the morning. It helps me wake up. That and scones. We had a number of them yesterday. I devoured quite a few. They were very tasty.
Oh, there's that bakery that bakes the bread. I wonder if she's open yet this morning.
Who knows? Yesterday she was not ready until the afternoon, if you can believe it, of a baker. That said, shall we?
Did you want something from your room, Ethel?
You reminded me. Excuse me. I would need money if we are to have food. I will take one. It will go well with my tea. Thank you.
Here, Ethel.
Wonderful. I cannot wait.
It's rich for me this early in the morning.
Then I shall take it for myself.
And off we are. I do so love these scones. The girl has a way with flour. I did not expect it of her. Of course, now they're nice and
She must have been taught.
firm,
Dale.
as they should be. That is why we have the tea. Don't look, but I might actually dip mine.
Sorry.
I love it when you get offended by the things I do. It's almost like I'm an improper elf, full of trouble.
I see we are breaking our tradition again. Having the eldest lead rather than the younger.
I have a scone. I am full of vim and vigor this morning. And it requires dunking in the tea. Oh, even worse. Even worse. It's Gradian tea. I brought the good stuff. And I shall have it and enjoy it.
I only have Gradian left as well.
I haven't seen her yet. I'm sure she'll be around a bit later then.
Good morning, Miranda.
Good morning.
I give in and made it up.
Well, I see the fire is going. There is hope yet for the girl. Oh, but no girl. So, it is then as we expected. Yeah, that tells us how reliable she is. There she is now.
Buy at cost and then anything that they send to me I'll discount. So this farmers come to me and bring their wheat that they don't want to sell me, I'll bake it for them for free. I think that's a pretty good deal. That way they can get food and I can make things.
Oh. You have quite a showing today. I will get us the tea.
Worse than I thought.
It looks busy up front.
It's good to see you again.
Lord
Mildenhall sends his regards.
Oh?
You may choose yourself what you get for going
How did everything go on that end? Well, I guess by this letter, he's alive at least.
Fair enough.
Alright. Defeated an ogre on his own too. You should have seen it.
Wait, wait, what?
He impaled an ogre on a giant wooden spike. Like himself. Thank God.
I've seen him
I
train.
didn't see it personally.
That's
This is the first I'm hearing of it.
A belly of water is alcohol.
Lord knows.
Oh. He carried his weight, that's what matters.
so. What's the situation? I haven't been given answers.
I would like some water if you would have it.
Must have been cleared out. The bad news, Arkoff escaped.
Well, I don't know if this is any news to you
Well,
all,
so-
but there was orcs attack along the lake in the farm the past few days. Same old barley rolls.
Oh, no.
Eliana told me there were orcs.
Apparently there was this orc leader here at the first day, and the second day was more of a scouting party.
Wait, what?
Aye.
Yes.
You said Arkoff was
They
here
had
that
like
day.
a fucking wagon.
Apparently. But, Hans and everyone said was like an order. Like someone who is ordering the orcs around.
They are indeed.
Was
That
around the
doesn't
first day.
necessarily mean Arkoff. Let's not jump to conclusions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have one too near where I live.
Once again, we don't know if it was Arkoff.
This was also the first day that we were gone. We're gone for 2 days. Got to talk to the guard about it. Tang was up in the front.
Was their leader dead? Did they kill them?
Because they have.
No. Apparently there were arrows the size of like probably this long.
Javelins.
Ginormous.
That was him.
It was like they were shooting javelins at us.
2 centuries coming.
That sounds about That's him.
Stop. Wait. What? How long ago was this?
2 days ago.
The first day. Yeah, 2 days ago.
We were being
There's no way they could be Arkoff. We weren't on
I'll
the
see
way back.
danger person. I'll get to you with Owen.
We didn't see him on the first day.
3 orders of hot water. If you would deliver them to the table, we would appreciate it.
We heard the
Understood.
voice.
Thank you.
No, wait. No, he
I'll
was
get on
there.
with it.
He shot someone.
It is. I usually travel between the elven houses.
Oh,
But this is my first time within a human establishment.
is it? How delightful. I would say, but it's a human establishment. A castle. It is under siege for some time, although now it has been freed, it seems, once again. First from the Empire, and now from orcs.
This place is a cage. Never forget that.
Orcs, terrible, vile animals.
How about
Indeed.
you give him a free
Creatures of the lands out west. No compassion to them, an intelligence of a wicked sort, and an anger, unquenchable hate for others, for reasons that are not understood, which is always the part that makes me curious. Whatever could drive them to be so full of rage? Welcome, Ursa.
Hello.
Good morning.
Hello. Good morning.
Hello?
I'm not familiar with you.
I'm called Sim.
Pleasure to meet you.
How much?
Am I intruding? You just sound like you're talking about something interesting.
We were speaking of orcs. Not any in particular, just them in general. The vile
They're
creatures.
all awful, aren't they?
That is the mystery of them. Why? They come from out west, past Vernfalder. But what drives them? What fills them with the anger that defines their hearts? That is what I wonder. It is a question that I have never had the answer to. They don't leave ruins, as we do. They inhabit them. The camps they build are temporary things. They do not build of stone or metal. They do not delve into the ground as dwarves do and leave ruins to explore. So it is a question, and none of them will answer, which is most interesting to me. I have learned some of their language.
Perhaps they have you.
A bit in passing from when I have been north of Gradia.
How do you say "fuck you" in Orcish?
I would not know. I assume that is common enough that they say it quite often. Probably with a gesture more than words.
Likely, yes.
They are intelligent, but they're not overly fond of talking very much.
Aye.
That said, Ursa, Are you aware of what our friends who have returned have been saying?
I am not. No, I only just saw them.
They seem that they encountered orcs where they were.
Aye, something about the leader.
I think that was actually here, if I'm correct, right? That was the one by the lake?
Oh, there was one here, but then when we mentioned it, everyone freaked out and said, ah, that sounded like him as well, as if they encountered him as well.
I wonder. Did they give a
I think it's
name?
the same orc. Ah, I don't recall it.
Perhaps his name is I don't have any water for my tea.
Since you've invited yourself to our table, Yersa, would you like to partake in some tea?
Sure, why not?
We have
I
enough.
enjoy tea, even though
We have enough to share, assuming that the warm water ever arrives.
should I bother crystals for us?
I do not know. It is a question. There is a certain nature of humans. They always seem to be rushing, except when they are not. And then one
There's
wonders.
a phrase that I've heard, hurry up and wait. It seems to describe them quite well.
It'll be just a moment. Sorry, I'm just treating the wood.
We will need a port.
That reminds me of Arnuf. The sort of saying that military commanders say.
Ah, I see.
You've heard it in the human armies. You look so pleased right now, Lethel.
Oh, do I? Thought
As if you are
I'm very
filled.
pleased. We kept waiting for my tea.
Yes. It almost makes you appreciate the stale scone we will get to enjoy with it. We managed to get some out of the baker. Although they were not ready in the morning, she did give us some in the afternoon. So now we get to have stale morning scones. And I,
It fills your belly.
for some extent, and I plan to dunk mine. Well, Lethel watches.
Bloody hell.
I don't know if I can get as much rest as I actually
Please. Now we have 2 guests instead of 1.
Twice the fun. You get to enjoy.
Does that bother you?
She treats them properly. So scones, after all, are a baked good that one has labored over to create and perfect. And even if they are still worthy of being appreciated in their proper form. I am not a proper elf. So I will dunk to my heart's content. Ah, thank you, Christos.
The first 2 hot waters for you both.
10 each. Oh.
Are you gonna pay up front right now?
10 for me, and 10 for the girl beside me. Her name is Listen, by the way.
For a moment before drinking it. And then sip.
Your tea is here. Feel free to add it to your drink.
10 copper.
Yeah.
I'll pay for you.
Consider it thanks for all the wood she brings us. When we're not...
You know, your box is ready and on the table whenever
I
you are.
enjoy stories. What's the story behind his missing eye?
Oh, that actually... Well... This tavern had a bit of a problem serving the wrong sort of guests. That's not the right way. They had an owner who was on the wrong side of a battle between 2 different gangs, I guess you would call them. And in one particularly memorable night, they were attacked by people wielding crossbows. Quite a number of them.
It leaves quite a pretty mark, I have to say.
And Christos caught one with his eye. We were talking about your crossbolt experience.
Oh, yes, that tragedy.
But how would you call it a tragedy when you have such a fine visage now? All you need is a rapier at your side and you would become a pirate captain, ready to sail the seas.
I've got something to show you.
Oh, the dread.
Going to love it.
Uh-oh.
Surprise?
Does he have a hat?
I'm not going to spoil.
It is the Dreadlord Christos in the flesh. We have entered his ship. We have been captured and boarded. Whatever will you do with us, Dreadlord Captain Christos?
Allow you to enjoy the tea. That's what I'll do.
What a kind captain he is.
The Dreadlord fills us with tea before he sunders us from our flesh with one swift strike. Each of us fall. His bosun is known for cleaving flesh from bone with each strike of the cat o' nine tails. A cruel captain
It
and
doesn't help with that perception of my, my but combat doesn't help, having one eye. So,
Lyra, Yersa. As you are
you and your
conversation here,
pointed firm gaze.
you see someone walk past the window. You almost can't make them out, but you've met them so recently.
if you need anything, let me know.
Fairly
Ay,
close
Christos.
to Silva walk
Thank
past
you.
the tavern in the direction of the front gate. She
Sorry.
seemed incredibly downtrodden.
Sorry. Enjoy my tea. I need to catch somebody.
No worries.
Sorry.
Good day, Ursa.
Pardon me for speaking out, but do you normally speak with half-breeds like that so openly?
Well, first of all, she invited herself to our table. And in lieu of us being rude to the one who provides us with wood, we will accept the unwelcome company with a firm statement of disapproval. In the Elvish way, of course. Oh, I'm sorry, Chad. I'm off the screen here.
It wouldn't do to be mean, though.
She's
And
the
a
one.
guest is a guest, nonetheless.
She's the one who controls the wood. That's the only reason. Get on her bad side.
So much time on the road, I must have forgotten my manners somewhere along the way.
No worries. It will not avail you of any luck or benefit here. None care for the proper ways of elves, other than Lethel and myself to some extent. I don't know if I count. Do I count, Lethel?
Of course I do.
I see.
You are of Ashmathala. That is certain.
So I have heard.
Yes, well,
It tastes wonderful. It is Gradian spiced. Now, whatever are we to do with this extra tea that has already been sipped upon?
I've been thinking of it all. I do not know.
We'll leave it. I'm sure Christos can handle it, given how long he took to arrange food for us because he was distracted.
There doesn't appear to be any here who are fitting enough. Although, in all the time we've been here at Christos, we have never let him partake of our tea.
Yes, let us. And thanks for attending to us today. Now, madam, listen. Should you wish, I would be delighted to show you outside the castle at some point. I'm sure it would be more appealing to you, given where you have been all this time.
I'd like to get some dirt underneath my feet again.
Aye.
Not this stuff that's caked in stone.
Nay. It would be my pleasure at some point. Sometime when you have an afternoon to spend out in the sun. It is my way of welcoming other elves to Adwick. Although it is not mine in any way, I still try to do kindness to others.
I would enjoy that.
I would.
I have no plans for the rest of the day, if you have time now.
Ah, well, it would be my pleasure then. Let us make sure of Lethel's plans, and then we will depart, if you wish.
Seems like they're closed. While we wait for anyone here want to play chess?
I believe she has a guest she is going to be tutoring soon, but I do not know if it is now or later. You know, although I was teasing her about it, the scone actually is pretty good with the tea. I've never got to try this before.
Do what you must to survive. It's how I've gone on for so long.
Dipping scones in tea? Surely a survival method, yes.
You wouldn't want to break one of your teeth on the hard scone, would you?
Have you ever had the chance to partake of ship tack before? I have seen sailors use it to break stone before. I am not kidding. It is hard. It actually sounds like bricks when you hit it. Clank, 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 like that. Ship's tack. Lethel, I was going to take the lady in a walk outside of Castle Adwick. Would you wish to join? Very well. Let us return our cups then to Christos.
Take a little bit of bread and you feed the birds. A little bit of grain. It's getting worse.
Pardon me, ladies.
What do you mean it's getting worse?
What is one of you is named Ethereal?
Oh, that one.
Go to bed before the sun goes down. Remember,
I'm looking to have some arrows made, if that would be possible.
Yes, Ethereal.
Oh, no problem.
Yes, of course.
Just so
How
you
many
know,
arrows
I
do you
still
need?
get active, I still get freaky.
Ah, enough to fill my quiver.
Enough to fill your quiver. But 30 do.
Just a little bit.
That would be fine.
Please, I'll beg you not to.
Iron or bone?
I can only badly for me.
Iron would be preferred.
I see. Bodkins or broadhead?
Enjoyed it. I think she likes me. I think she's.
I'll take broadhead.
I see. And the waist?
I think she likes the idea that you'd leave shit, probably more so than being with.
Probably 500 grain.
Your discretion.
Me to show her the old Polliver special.
Oh, yeah.
I even talked up a storm about you two
Well then.
before you got here.
I should ensure that your arrows are of the highest quality.
You've already warmed her up to me.
That would be appreciated.
Thank you, Ithorio.
I think. But you know.
How soon will we have them ready?
I'll be sure to match them.
I'd like to have them before the tournament, if that would be possible in the coming days.
Would that be possible?
It's come back from a lot of blood.
When is the tournament?
Walking over the dead bodies of a lot of paladins. Those lads fought for a while.
There's no exact date set yet.
That is
I
fair.
expect
I
in
will
the
still
coming
give my
maybe day
condolences.
or two.
Though we were successful.
With some effort, I'm sure Ithorio would be able to get those arrows ready for you. She is a
Can't be a problem.
skilled Fletcher.
We will mourn your brothers.
That is
and sisters.
great to hear.
Alright. Alright.
Well, is that all?
Why not? Quite so. What would be the price for all this, by the way?
20 to 30 silver, I should imagine.
I'm still waiting on the shipment. That apparently is here, but it's being tallied.
Well, how about me?
No, I jest. It is not so much.
The tally.
Alright.
My assistant, Lithel, may be able to help me with the price.
Hello. 3 silver for 30 arrows, broad-headed, of 500, green, wood.
You call yourself delicious. You're not. Don't
Very
set
well.
him up for that.
That'll
Don't set
be
him
fine
up for
with
that, bitch.
It will be Ithorio's pleasure to have them ready for you.
Alright.
Thank you.
Thank you both, my ladies. I will leave you back to your business. Apologize for disturbing you.
No worries. Good day to you.
We shall take to day drinking.
To be Ithorio.
Oh, why not?
20 silver? You couldn't keep a straight face, could you?
I thought he might actually go for it, Ithorio.
I almost seemed to.
Daft, wouldn't it?
I would. I would actually feel guilty about it.
Do you always pick on people in such a way?
Sometimes, if they approach me while I am having tea or afterwards, whenever I am in a social situation, yes. There is a time to approach an elf when they are at their store. Good day, sir. With that said, allow me, and let us visit the outside, where freedom reigns. Of course I say that, and we'll still have to pay the guards for the convenience of coming in and out of the castle. Most inconvenient, that. It is a...
I was told if you have a contract from the crown, then you no longer need to pay.
How long does your contract...
Thusly, an employee.
You are?
I suppose until my crossbows are finished.
Oh, speaking of that, look at your friend. Why don't we check if...
Does he have the wood he promised to deliver?
Oh, I am sure he is looking forward to this conversation with bated breath. Listen, if I may. The gentleman with the cloak up front is the auditor of the castle. He is a noble, and he will be treated with respect. We answer him honestly and earnestly, or else we will no longer be able to do business or stay within this castle. That said, he does hate Lithel so much, so it is almost entertaining to watch.
I'm still awaiting that script.
Yes, I've delayed getting them back because I've been taking stock of the barley roll resources coming back in. I was anticipating them and allocating them ahead of time.
I see.
Yes.
Are they thusly allocated?
Yes, they are.
Oh, how efficient of you, auditor. Only to delay by several days.
Listen, if you'd like anything else off of that caravan, I imagine you'll have to talk to the prelate.
Say again?
Some of that is Helena's domain. Yes.
I see.
She and her paladins were the ones who secured Barley Roll. I was only able to claim a portion.
Learn in your training?
Will there be any wood available for your crossbow?
Oh.
Or shall I have
Not on the
scratch?
caravan, or not on the caravan back from Barley Roll, that is. I imagine whatever you're able to procure off of the wood mill here will be all we can spare for now.
Well, had it been
I may
open,
have-
I would have been able to procure some, but I was not able.
They pay it coming
I
in
see.
and going out.
Hellskagger
My
used to
workplace
be
is
the
stalled.
lumberjack until the church recruited him, and now we have been
Bereft.
working at a deficit at the mill ever since. Yes.
I don't know why. I don't know.
Speaking of that, now we have gotten
I
orders.
seem to remember the owner of the sawmill, the previous owner who died.
So unfortunate.
Yes.
Lethel has offered to take over ownership.
Yes, he promised to grant management of the sawmill to Athoriel and I.
Are there any exemptions for the gate tax?
You,
Should he
running a mill.
perish. And unfortunately, he did.
Lethel, you don't exactly strike me as the kind of person to be pushing logs into a buzzsaw all day. If you just...
Auditor. She who controls the wood controls the world.
Or at least a part of the economy, Lethel. I'm not foolish.
What do you guys do for
Come now.
or anything throughout the day?
If you wish, Lethel, we can have you work there in the interim while no one else is.
If you wish to do that.
And if no one comes by to purchase the wood, well, I suppose you can just remit the funds at the base rate to the crown and claim it for yourself. Is that something you'd like?
Given light of the current situation, I will allow...
Truly not, Auditor. I simply wish to be able to acquire wood.
I see.
Can you ensure that it's stocked?
I will do what I can to submit who I can down there who is good enough to at least do the job and not run off and get themselves killed like it seems every other person who has ever worked at that place has seemed to do.
We are quite capable of.
Taken off by the church.
Recently,
We are quite capable of not running off, and we would be happy to oversee ownership. For a share of the profits, of course, shared with the crown. Perhaps something to consider in the future.
10% is as good as I can do.
We would be pleased with that. We would have to hire somebody to work for us, of course, a nice strong back. Someone familiar with wood, perhaps.
Are you telling me that that is a wood elf? I can't really tell the difference. Is that what that is?
No,
Are you
sir.
a wood elf?
We would.
Are there stone elves as well?
Yes, of course. Those are. We call them rich people. That said, though, I will see if I can find a peasant who would be willing to stay at the woodmill and not depart.
Very well. Fletcher, I will see to it that you are keyed in 10% of the profits, so long as this person remains on the job. But if they do not, and if they abscond off somewhere, if they steal anything, it will be you.
My
who pays the price.
responsibility.
Do you understand?
I understand, Auditor Durst. Thank you, sir, for your consideration.
Of course. Well, if that will be all, I have other errands to attend to.
It will be all, sir.
You must be rather busy.
To make sure that we minimize as much
Indeed.
casualties as possible.
Naver, sir.
Do I have permission to go to the training ground?
All right, let us head out.
Trying to get used to the injury with my leg.
You finally got your wish.
Don't push it too much. Don't push it too much like the other one.
We'll get there. So to start...
You were right, that was mildly entertaining.
Oh yes, he's always a delight, especially around Lethel. He hates her so much that he gets distracted. Ah, speaking of employees. Well, well.
I was just thinking the same thing.
John! If you would, sir, could...
Good to see you.
I'm not John. I'm Oswald. Hi.
Oh, hello, Oswald. Forgive us, you... Don't worry.
We can continue our conversation somewhere else.
It's fine. It's been happening a lot today.
No worries.
Hobbits all look alike.
Indeed. So, the one we were speaking to there, John Wood, is a gentleman who works at the sawmill, or did. I get the impression that he has departed or passed away. I'm not certain what has happened. Now, as you saw there, the great number of refugees here are troubled by the war that the Empire is making. They have moved in from the east, swept through, until...
It's made it very hard to travel around.
Aye, indeed. One has to walk the forest path to move safely now, the ones known to our kin. And those troublesome meddlers that live in the forest and take their name from it. You know, it was a time when we did have a couple of them visiting here, actually. True widows. There's one I recall who was a member of, what was the name of that, gang? The Brass Skulls, was that it?
Yeah.
And
I'm
then
not sure I would have called her a true widow, Thoriel.
an animal with ears.
She was no more than a human, really.
Oh.
She died like a human, did she not?
That I do not recall. Oh. Hello. Welcome again. The rest of them are mostly, well, war refugees. As the Empire has swept westward and approached, it overtook Ambershire and Lullen, both to the north and east of here. And then they seem to have encountered a brick wall by the name of Arnulf and the heroes of Castle Edwick. They were able to stop the Empire's advance at Oakenbrook, if I recall. We were conscripts there, hiding in the back. We did not get killed.
Interesting. A very mighty force stopped by such a small
Contingent.
people.
Aye, mostly made of farmers too, which is why most of them have passed away. And including the sawmill owner. And unfortunately, the merchant who used to bring us tea as well. Well, let us continue then to the farm. Oh, look, there's your wood.
Sounds like they threw a rabbit at a bear.
Pretty much, and the rabbit won. It bit in the right place. Unfortunately, it was a sacrifice. Sacrifice of some who did have value.
Morning. I only bought a 5, so there should be 5 more.
This feels better. Much nicer under my feet.
Aye, it is. I will show you a nice place to sit.
I see. Is John still working there, or
Change is coming rather soon. Now you may continue as you were before.
I see.
Yes, for now, John is still employed there. We will be making arrangements with him shortly, now that it is ours.
I see. Well, let me know what the new prices are when you, if you do change that.
We're invited to a
Sure, Aldo, it will be so.
shall be today.
In fact, that is one of my favorite spaces, to sit and watch the day pass, underneath the lee of the stone. The river there is most soothing. I will usually take off my boots and rest my feet in the river to feel the clean water flow. This is just a bit upstream of the castle. Don't go dipping your toes downstream of the castle. Yes.
I can smell that from here.
Indeed. That particular skill of yours we will find most useful in the future. There are a couple things to be wary of out here. Out in the woods, there is a den of spiders, it seems, which some of the locals are harvesting. Ah, is that where the tourney is to be held then?
I didn't realize it would be here, Thoriel. I suppose it is.
We will have to make arrangements with them to get their wood shipments. Should we note? Good morning. You know, to inform them of who the no ownership is and what the prices will be to arrange all these things they need. So much wood to prepare the tourney ground.
I see.
We should check with Auditor to see if there's a price to rent the field as well. The king's land, as it were. And then we can inform the proprietors, unless it is the king, of course, who is running this tournament.
I have not heard of Thoriel. I do not know.
It's something we could ask, I assume.
Oh.
Oh.
And listen. You need not greet every human who passes you. It is simply an eccentricity of Thoriel's.
I am polite.
There is polite, and then there is strange.
I am politely strange, or strangely polite. Now, Maya, now we approach the farmland. At some point I will tell you a story of the young lady who lived here. It is lonesome now, due to the loss of so many at Oakenbrook. They were conscripted by the king, sent out to fight, given a few days of lessons, which is not enough to fight against a trained and mounted army. So many of them passed away. Too many. That said, though, they did manage to preserve Adwick for another season, it seems. This is Lithel's passion, her sawmill. Are you coming here to abscond with some of their wood?
I shall. Perhaps later I'll have to pay tag. To deliver it for me.
Aye, and inform the, of Joan of his new employment agreement. I believe that's the word they use.
Okay.
Now that he works for us. It is beautiful, is it not?
This sawmill is not in disrepair. I should hate to be burdened with some maintenance.
Consider it an opportunity to make use of Aldo's need to get wood. If he wishes wood, he has to fix the sawmill.
I see. So we shall sell him the wood that he will use to then fix the sawmill.
Of course. It seems like a good exchange of his skills. After all, he needs wood. He is a carpenter. Forgive me, dear.
I'm sure.
I have brought you out here and have not actually spoken much. Let me take you then out into the forest. Someplace more fitting for you. That was the purpose of this, not to take a tour for Lethel, but a tour for
Yes,
Listen.
of course.
Follow me.
Then I shall return inside and try and find John.
Very well. I will wish you well in your search. For you, Miss Listen, let us take a walk down mud-soaked and grassy paths. I will show you. Na ver. I will show you one of my favorite locations. It is the place I first met a friend who lives in the forest. A lady I would refer to as an elder, if you can believe such a thing. This is where they trained the conscripts. And also the place I feel the most sadness for what has happened here to Edwick. As your feet can feel, they have cleared the topsoil. They have removed the trees and the grasses that bind the soil, and since it has rained, it has washed away into the river. These fields will no longer hold crop. It will take decades for it to recover, but the humans will not give it. As you can see, they have already beaten down the raw dirt.
Such a waste.
I had to inform the farmer how to move their crops about so that they would not destroy the health of the soil there. How important it is to maintain the grasses about. Otherwise, the topsoil will be washed off. It is, after all, the grasses that keep the soil firm and present. I told them that it will be a generation or two, and then they will lose all of this land. It will be no longer able to sustain what they wish to grow here. It will be dirt which will wash away and become mud, and then less. There is a cave up ahead and a beautiful lake out this way. I think you will find it most pleasing. The coal smokers, although they do not see much use now, it is rare for us to find need of steel. A little hop. Ah! If it is not a wayward party. Look at this. And if I am not mistaken, a wood elf. So, as I was saying before, there is a cave up atop. Raylan. Ah, Yandel.
Oh, yeah. Ah, so that's where you went this morning.
Madam. Greetings all. Be welcome. If I may introduce Margot Vaughn. Listen, she has recently arrived. A visitor who is staying with Lethel and myself.
We have already met, in fact.
Are you familiar with all of them?
Not so much, but it's been some time since we've been able to grace each other's company.
Aye, so it has. I am surprised to hear that you knew of each other. Pleasure. Very pleased.
We've met through the Umdir.
Ah, if you would have time, I would ask you a question.
I know that he knows.
I much prefer the grass and the stone out here.
I would ask you a question of him. Perhaps we could step aside for a moment.
How long do you need my moment for my attention for?
Nothing more than 5 minutes, as the humans would count it. It will be short, I promise.
If you can start your
It makes me sad.
investigation around
The
there,
field will
I
never
will
be usable
catch
again.
up.
Not with what they've done to it.
We may have words.
There's a shame.
Aye.
She pulls out a small pouch.
I wonder.
It's jasmine and mint herbal tea.
Oh, how wonderful.
Forced.
No, nothing to apologize for. Thank you so much. If you would, though, feel free to speak to my friend. I will have questions for you later as well. At some point. Forgive me.
Move a bit further into the wood away from the activity that they are.
A dryad with a spear.
Yes, you.
How you have changed in your time.
It is one out of necessity to ensure one's safety with the wood becoming less suitable to
I am.
others as of late.
I am so sorry, Taverel, that you have had to take up arms. That said, though.
It is simply a sign of the times.
Aye.
Not a question.
Yes. The Amdir brought a stone of malevolence to me. You could feel the anger burning off of it.
Malevolence.
He asked me to learn of it. It is a dark stone. It does not glow. It does not do anything except feel vile. As if it is a violation on everything that is around it. From him, I have heard that it was brought to him by Gradians. But as to the truth of that statement, neither of us know. So, my question for you. Are you familiar with the lands west of Vernfalder? In all of your time here, have you heard naught of that place, of the Badlands?
I have heard simply stories and rumors, but to the extent of having any extensive knowledge of that place, no. Whether or not that is a memory inaccessible to me or one I truly have not experienced, I do not know.
Then I will just ask that you keep an awareness out if you hear of rumors from the west, and in particular of a dark place, the shadowed place within. Do feel free to let me know. I must know where the stone came from.
I will keep such things in mind. One thing comes to mind based off its description. Stories that I had seen written in recollections from those of the past that had spoken of a cursed city of black. A place that
of black
one had gone to when we returned from one on death's door and muttering incoherent ramblings.
Aye.
That is all that is mentioned of it, but if it is a malevolence present upon that stone, one could only assume that such a place could have a malevolent effect on others
Aye.
who dare visit it, wittingly or not.
I will in thanks for the gift Faye has brought me, I will return one of my own, some Gradian tea I've acquired, and within the tea I shall place this stone for you to investigate, if you wish.
I would be happy to assist. It is an artifact that has any sort of connection to the energies of the world, corrupted, malevolent or not. I may be able to ascertain it.
Then
perhaps figure out its origin.
Then I will make that arrangement at some point in the future. You will know it if it is Gradian tea from Ethereal.
I will also know if I sense a
Mm.
strong, unsettling feeling from within the package. If it is something that you yourself are sensitive to,
Aye.
it will feel like putting one's hand over a flame for me. But this I am willing to do because such descriptions concern me, especially with the nature of what has been happening in the world as of late.
Me as well, Yando. Thank you. Thank you for your time as well. As always, it is a pleasure to speak with you. That said, do not let me keep you over long. Such a human term.
From one matter of potential magic relevance to another. Trying
Magic?
to find the source of the affliction of the lake.
Oh, I was actually taking the sun to go visit it today. May you find...
aware of its current condition?
Nay, I heard something of orcs out here, that is all, and spiders.
Well, I will tell you this then. Under no circumstances should you approach the edge of the lake, and even less so disturb the waters.
Ah, understood.
Something dark lurks within, and that is what we are trying to address.
Understood. We will not disturb it or approach it. Good day.
I'm not sure how you have managed to not hear of it until now, but I'm glad I was able to warn you in such cases.
Yes, I appreciate it. I was actually going to go.
I would hate to see you get wounded.
Yes, me too, Yando. Good day, madam. Good day.
Have a wonderful rest of your day, and remain safe.
I have no words for you. Well, that was unexpectedly fortuitous. We have learned that the lake I am so fond of is now dangerous.
How so?
Well, that is a story now. We shall go explore carefully, and I will tell you of it. First, though, a trip to the cave I spoke to you of. I would like you to see it. There was, for a time, a giant of the north. The name he gave was Ulagi, which we discovered was not his name, but a title forced upon him. He was a Bjorning, an elder of their kind, as rare as that is. Good day, madam. High elves, both of us.
Yes, good day. I strongly advise you not be in this part of the woods. There are orcs.
Oh, we didn't know there were orcs. So orcs and dangers in the water.
Present in the air.
Very well. We shall head south then, along the ridge.
Right. Just be careful, and if you see anything,
We'll run.
watching by the farm.
Yes, we will run very fast.
Very smart. Did you see
see where the other group went. There was a metal man.
They headed that way, and I believe they are following along the lake.
Thank you.
Of course. Be careful, my lady. That one has recently arrived, so we will not go further, but I will tell you that Ulagi used to live in that cavern. You can still send him there. A raw beast of a man, gifted by the strength of his yearning forefathers, though not as prone to temper as his kind. He did, on the other hand, believe firmly in the need for one to be strong, to prove their strength, to be worthy of respect. There you can see the lake I speak of. Although, interestingly, I have never been on the other side of it since I have come here. I tend to travel west. Rarely do I go this way. But now we know not to approach it, which is most unfortunate. I had quite a pleasing swim there some time ago.
The water's color, it's off.
Is it?
Strange looking.
You are not familiar with this by any chance? The color that it has turned? Neither am I, sadly. Despite all of my woods lore and experience living in the wilds as I have never learned of unnatural things. Most of my time was spent, well, living as my mother wished, in the forest at peace with all that was about me, mostly exploring the forgotten places, ruins and the like, the lost places of those.
Sounds like my type of life.
For some reason, I do not imagine that you partake in the same hobby that I do, delving in the ruins of the forgotten eras. There is
I do find some interesting places just exploring.
You do indeed. Someday I would love to go with you and for you to show me what you have found. I will take you to Cargovia and then to Cadwell Keep and show you the beautiful place that I found there some time ago. It is cleansed now, the ruin of the dwarves I found there. But it was such an interesting place to explore so long ago. I am keeping my eye out for orcs now that I know they are here. It would not be good to be snuck up upon. It would be unfortunate if I lost a new friend.
I forgot my weapon this morning.
No worries.
I did not think there'd be dangers about that.
Neither did I. Other than the spiders that are further north of here, I was not aware that things have become so dangerous. But now we know. Did you speak to that one? The wood elf.
Yes. Ro. I've been traveling with him some time with the Amdir.
They are a traveling companion of the Amdir. I see. You have taken to wearing their clothing.
It's very comfortable. Especially when you like the conditions I like. Staying out in the open.
It is an interesting choice. There are not many high elves, you see, who would wear wood elf clothing. Our kind have not been fond of each other. Though both of us respect our elderkin, the Taverel, the Dryads. who are rare now in the lands of Ed.
Came to a shock yesterday. Or not yesterday, but the day before.
Oh?
Seeing such a rare sight here of all places.
Aye, a dryad, and not just any dryad, but an elder one who has lived in these woods longer than I have, and who carries a weapon, and is fond of mortals. When is the last time you heard of that? A dryad who travels with mortal companions.
I don't think I have.
Neither have I. Yandel is the only one living that I know of. And the Empire is aware of her, as well as the castle here. All of them want things of her. If I may offer you one piece of advice. Do not ask things of her. Offer to her. Your friend approaches.
I would never think to ask anything from her. No. My friend is still down there.
Greetings, warrior. From a distance, although he does not move like your friend. Humans always make so much noise as they walk around a forest, stepping on things.
I will admit it ruins the quiet of it every now and then when I've come across them.
Aye, they disturb the animals.
But they have had some interesting stories. I think it's traveling around and meeting some of them just while going around that has yielded me some of the most interesting tales I've ever heard.
Truly, how interesting. I have not heard many stories.
They live such short lives, you would think they're in a hurry to get to the end. So they try to shove as much into it as they can.
Aye. It is the thing that saddens me the most. I had a family member describe it to me thusly. We are candles, high elves. We burn smoothly, neither bright nor dim, but a soothing glow, the kind you can read beside. Mortals are like sparks from a fire, thrown out into the wilds and wind, blown about by the forces of nature, bright and intense, and yet forgotten just as swiftly. They go out in a moment. It is a sad thing. Well, then that is why we do not make friends with mortals. They die too quickly. I will take you to the opposite side now of the castle. I wish to show you the swamps there. It's one of my favorite places. And, of course, the one I spoke to of a place to rest and wash your weary feet. Oh, look at him. Right there. Hello, warrior. Have you found anything of interest?
Just watching.
Well, do not let us disturb you. Let us head to the other side of the castle. Whatever proclivities humans partake in is none of our business. It is impossible to understand them. If I may ask you a question, listen. You have mentioned a liking of tea. What particular type of tea do you enjoy most?
Fortunately, I do not have a name of the one I like the most.
Oh, that is...
I had it one day when I was conversing and receiving a story. But I forgot to ask. I was so deeply engrossed by what they were saying, but by the time they left, I had forgotten.
That is truly sad. I am sorry for it. It has been some time since I've had true elvish tea. I was always a fan of House Analaman. The swampy lands where we were based, in the southern side of Eshmatalas, grew such an interesting flavor. It was so difficult to tend the tea there. We had to put them on beds that were elevated. And of course, as you know, tea requires so much room to take care of. And then you have to dry the leaves and prepare them properly. It is the sort of thing only elves would do, especially in a swampland where tea does not belong. But that said, it did have a particular unique flavor, almost a fruity type of flavor. I miss it so. Here, the best we can get is Gradian.
Wonderful.
Oh, it was. It was absolutely unique as well. Here, of course, we have to make do with Gradian tea, or infusions like Miss Fay has brought me. Jasmine and mint. A wonderful combination. Very relaxing. Every time I pass the farms here, I get a little sad. And of course, the smell of the human refuse. The refugees outside of the board quarters. So many have been stuffed in there, it is difficult for them. Although now they are all excited about what is upcoming, this tournament.
It's another one of those things that they try to stuff into their lives.
Aye,
A little bit of excitement.
as many as they can.
Maybe if they weren't in such a hurry, they may live longer.
I have wondered that for some time, although, in my experience, it seems those who are prone to indolence as much as those who are warriors. Death does not discriminate. It takes all kinds.
Though I think I have heard stories of some of their more relaxed royalty living a bit longer than most of them.
I suspect that is related to how they are fed. If one does not have to fight for food,
Too fat to die.
that helps as well, yes.
Sorry.
If you have enough
I
food,
mean for that to slip out like that.
oh, it is no worry. If you are wealthy enough to never have to worry or make an effort for food, then of course you can take all the time you need to plump up and be healthy. Of course, it does nothing for your continence or the smell of you. And that is our friend, the former woodworker.
one in blue, yeah?
Yes, the acolyte now, I believe. Or priest? I do not know if he has gotten his collar.
Color stings the eyes a little bit. It's very,
Floral.
very, very bright.
He desires attention. I guess that is a necessary ask for a man of the cloth, to be noticed. And after all, it is Mithrax of the blue flame. Everything is so very blue about them.
So blue it makes a prime target for an archer.
Indeed, he would be easily spotted, although he is built much like a stone. I do not even know if arrows could pierce that skin of his. I will have to return shortly, but that said, I did want to take you to this spot over here. This is a place I tend to like, although it has been some time since I have last come here. The swamp without is not a risk for one such as yourself, and it is most soothing in the mornings as well, if you go unshod. The mud is nice and satisfyingly squishy.
Early morning then, when it is best.
Yes, before the heat sets in and the wetness steams. So, two places I particularly love. There is a bridge further down the way, behind the keep there. That one is a little more trafficked. This one I like because it is in the lee of the stone, blocked from wind and sun. It is a most relaxing place. I tend to wash my boots and rest here in the afternoon, and then watch the comers and goers of the castle. It is a wonderful place to observe. And relax.
It sounds so peaceful out here.
It is. It truly is. It is a good place for high elves to rest. Should we be so lucky at some point in the future, perhaps the Dryad will invite you to where she is. She has a wonderful home. It is a beautiful place.
I've been in.
Ah. That is lucky. Few are welcomed.
Yes, with the deer, and then
Ah.
she invited myself and Rowan as well, and to come and stay if we'd like.
The Amdir opens many doors for those who respect the elvish ways. I was surprised when he mentioned Kagovia and the Dryad there. Speaking of the Dryad, made you sneeze?
Just caught a scent from over there.
The castle?
Tickled
Yes.
my nose in such a way.
I have not met that one, sadly. I did not go. I would like to at some point. It would be interesting to see another Dryad. It has been so long. I was told, actually, by Eandel, that at one point there was, in fact, another of House Analaman who was fond of Dryads. Tethiel was her name, although it seems she was taken back some time ago. Back to the house in Eshmethalos. With that said, I shall have to leave now and go rest for tomorrow.
I think I will stay around, explore within the city, and maybe with my weapon explore a little bit out here. May I follow you back to pick up my sword?
Of course, Miss Lissam. It would be an honor. We have not met many with proper manners such as yourself here. Most of the elves that have come have been raised in human lands. In our land in Adwick, and even a few from Leyford, which was a castle out east. All of them were very human in their ways. They had forgotten the way of their kin, lost to mortality. It is a sad affair to see for the children of the elders. That said, though, it is no longer my fight. I left Edgemathalos a millennia ago, and I have no plans to return. It is not a place that is welcome to me.
It does not seem that long ago since I left.
Yes, time passes differently for us. That said, do not let me keep you. Sorry, it's been a while since I've gotten to take a walk. Lethel and I nowadays are so busy we never get the chance. We used to go on a walk every day together. I guess now that we're mill owners as well, things will get even more busy. Guardsman. Good day.
Good day.
In hunger every day.
Captain.
Soma, do not tell me you actually did something of the sort.
Are you familiar with how to find our house?
If we go that way, I can follow the same path we took this morning.
Aye, it is across from the church. That is the easiest way to remember.
With fire. We make it a point, you see, to be quite showy.
Yes, indeed, you do. Look at this one. Such a display. We do enjoy her voice so. She has a unique style of speaking I am not familiar with. I have never heard such an accent before. One wonders if it is an acquired thing or some land I have never been. I have never thought to ask, though. She is, after all, mortal, not friend of mine. Well, how fortuitous. I have come to return this elf home and to take my rest.
I see. Well then.
I think I will rest in the bowery. Come get me when
There's
things...
work to be done, to be sure.
Aye. Arrows, actually. 30 of them. I need wood. Just one. I have 20 arrows ready.
You may take one from my pile.
All right, I will pay you for it. Thank you. And then I have fletching to do. Although I'm going to have to change out all of the heads. I have prepared all bodkins. That's what I'm used to with the Empire. What the Castle Adwick wants to fight the Empire with. So there we are, right next to the brewery, which, by the way, did not come with a sign. We actually had to pay for it. We took it over for the castle, and they didn't even bother to provide us with a sign. They made us procure our own. So, with that said, ah, that's right, she brought your weapon within. I will head off to the store and go work on arrows. And wish you a good day, young lady. Naver. I'd turn the store light on. Yeah, we do. Although I actually already have 20. So we're good in that regard.